Good morning, welcome back. I'm Deb Denny's, and with the continuing part of our process of community reports, I'm here with ChrisBell again, and we are at the ocean in New Smyrna Beach, the best place to live, work, and play. We're at Tony and Joe's Ocean View. It's just wonderful. If you come down New Smyrna to the beach, go to Tony and Joe's beachside for coffee, breakfast, lunch, dinner, best beer, cold beer in the evening, music on the weekends. So come join us at Tony and Joe's sometime. What we want to talk about this morning is a continuation of our dialogue on the community reports relating to the Ocean Center and the Ad Authority. Since our initial launch of debdennys.org, where you can see all of the community reports, we've had many inquiries and questions, and how does this process of government work with the Ad Authority? So what Chris and I would like to discuss, we were talking about this, it's Ad Authority 101, or as we talk at the table, Ad Authorities for Dummies. That's how a lot of us learn when we don't know. We go by the book for dummies. So this is how government works. We have 7 county council members, all elected. We have a county chair, and we have a county manager that reports to the county council. Each county council member appoints 1 member to each Ad Authority board. So Southeast Volusia Ad Authority, all of their members are appointed members by the county council. The chair of the county council, Frank Bruno, has appointed the chair of the Southeast Volusia Ad Authority, Dave Cosmas. And then each county council member makes another appointment to the board. So what we want to talk about, and I think for the record that all these appointments expire,
I believe on March of 2013.
March of 2013. So going forward, this is just an update, and please tune in next Saturday, September 1st. We will be doing the rest of the story, if you will, for Southeast Volusia Ad Authorities for Dummies, with a little more information on the 7 finalists that will be interviewed September 13th in New Smyrna Beach. It's going to be a big meeting, but then there's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake for Southeast Volusia. There's a lot at stake for all of our stakeholders, our accommodators, our taxpayers, and Volusia County. So we're going to discuss some of the background information that's going on right now and give you an update before the finalists are interviewed. So Chris, welcome back to Community Reports. Thank you for being here.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for asking me.
So we talked about this Ad Authorities for Dummies, if you will, and how our government works. And let's talk a little bit about this consultant that was hired out of California, and where are we in that process with the county right now?
Well, one of the issues is we don't know where we are. Back in January of 2012, at the meeting in which the consultant was introduced to the business community.
The county council meeting.
That's right. No, it was a special meeting just to introduce the consultant. And all the community leaders were there. And Mr. Bruno, in his capacity as county chairman, advised everyone to go to the county website to look for regular updates on the report. There's only been one update on May 3rd in a period of 8 months. And there's been a lot of dynamics occurring, so as a member of the public, I don't really know where we stand. And I'm concerned about that.
Well, and this goes back to, especially in a campaign season, this whole process, the transparency and accountability that's still severely lacking in this whole process with the Southeast Volusia Ad Authority, in the consultant's report, where we are in marketing the Ocean Center. And it's interesting because I heard this morning on our way up here, a local talk radio host out of Daytona Beach said on his morning report that he had some inside information that there's been a bureaucratic delay that some insiders feel is occurring now, because there could be some information in there that is not doesn't make some of the current seated council look very well in upcoming elections. So our concern is that we're again using bureaucratic delay and not allowing whatever is out there to come forth. Again, it's transparency and accountability, because the concern is for Southeast Volusia is that they could consolidate us into one big ad board.
Yes.
And then have access to our dollars.
Yes.
To pay off the debt of the Ocean Center and to market the Ocean Center, which for the record does not put one head in beds in Southeast Volusia. So as a champion for Southeast Volusia, I am on the record. We want to keep what happens in Southeast Volusia, our dollars in Southeast Volusia, we want to keep them here to market Southeast Volusia. And here's part of the concern is how that recommendation may come across and what the county manager is trying to posture and position with the finance versus the marketing, and then how do you hire an executive director
Yes.
for our ad authority under this circumstance?
We learned the hard way the consequences of hiring the wrong executive director.
Correct.
We must do it right this time. We need to find someone who is transformational, a true leader who can take us to the next level. My concern is, and you touched on it, there's so much mystery about all of this right now. There shouldn't be any mystery. These reports should have been on the public website on an ongoing basis. We need to know what's happening. There's too much at stake.
Well, and another thing, there's not much that's changed, unfortunately, because the same chair of the ad authority that allowed the previous executive director for the theft to occur, for board members that had to resign because of the findings from James Moore, the auditing company. I can't remember how many.
24.
24, what did they call
Material
this?
weaknesses.
Material weaknesses, which is serious.
It's unprecedented.
It is unprecedented for our ad authority that James Moore found. So the same chair that allowed all that to occur is being politically rewarded, if you will, in the process of being allowed to be part of the process to hire the next executive director. Is that true?
Yes, I think it's unconscionable that there has been no consequences, no accountability for this
Correct.
train wreck, and we're continuing on the same track, no pun intended, as the train wreck. I am very concerned I'm offended by it.
Well, I think what's going to be interesting going forward is on September 13th, in New Smyrna Beach. They don't know where the actual interviews are going to occur, but it is a public meeting. All 7 finalists will be interviewed by the Southeast Volusia Ad Authority as to their qualifications. The county council and the ad authority did set some benchmark qualifications that they wanted. So we're going to do some research into each of the finalists to make sure that is being met, those benchmarks are being met, and that there's no other information being held back, because there's been a recommendation or a suggestion that the finance piece of the ad authority stays at the county council level.
That's correct.
And so the other ad authorities then would just be a marketing arm, if you will.
That's correct. That's a possibility.
So if that's what's really being pushed out there, we know that it is, why would you hire an executive director in the $90,000 range for something that the most important piece of that integral piece is going to be held by county staff to begin with?
That's right. And another issue attached to this is that when you hire an executive, and let's face it, the executive director is the general manager,
Correct.
the chief executive officer. First, you have to have the vision under which this person is going to be leading his team. I would ask anyone, what is the vision for the SVAA? I don't think anybody can tell you what the vision is. And it's interesting to note in the News Journal yesterday, the head of the International Speedway announced their new vision.
Right.
And he said the key to it was the wow factor.
Correct.
Can anybody tell me what's in the SVAA plan that gives me a wow response?
And we're ready for that. The community is ready
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
And we're ready to rally for that. But this is so important. And then we have, so why is this important? Why is Ad Authority 101 or Ad Authorities for Dummies important? Because it's about our economy. And our economy is very simply money in motion. When we put money in motion, everybody does better. From the people that cut our hair, to serve in this restaurant, to our small businesses, to our service providers, to our accommodators, to Publix, to everybody. It's a trickle-down effect of money in motion. We have the best asset in Southeast Volusia in marketing our beach and what we do, and we can do it very well. So it is in everybody's best interest that what we do in this process, we do it with transparency, it's accountable, and we're setting up for success, that we're not going back the way that we went before.
And can I put this in the context
Please.
that you talk about the importance to the community? The engine that drives us is tourism.
Yes.
There are 410 communities and townships in the state of Florida. It's fair to say they are all trying to get a bigger piece of the tourism pie.
Correct.
If we are not so innovative and so visionary that we can move ourselves up that ladder in the standing of the 410, then we're moving backwards. In other words, status quo is failure. The person that's going to make a difference is the new executive director, and I am concerned that that issue is not being brought forward.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So again, these reports, community reports, please go back to debdennies.org. You will see the continuing report on these, and next Saturday, September 1st, will be the update with more in-depth details to the background of the rest of the story, or Ad Authorities for Dummies. Thanks for listening, and come to Tony and Joe's for breakfast, lunch, or a cold beer in New Smyrna Beach. Thanks.